Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today it is April 1st and that means I need to round up my favorites for March. And I'd like to say a side note, April 1st and it's snowing out right now. That's not a good April Fool's joke. I'm just saying, Mother Nature, I'm not a fan. But I do have a good amount of favorites that I have loved for the month of March, and I do have some unfavorites I also want to mention as well. So if you want to see those products, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have all my favorites. I think I'm going to mention the unfavorites and things that I haven't really been getting on so well with now. That way we can end this video on a positive note. So the first thing is one that so many people love and talk about, and I keep trying, and I've been using this for months now, and I just can't seem to get it to be as fantastic as everyone is claiming to be. The product I am referring to is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Now, I did mention this in one of my drugstore hauls, I think, and I did little mini reviews, and then it was good, it was okay, and I do think it's fine, but for some reason, the more and more I use this, the more I hate it. And let me explain why. Number one is it breaks down so much on me, and it looks so cakey throughout the day. It looks so heavy. I've used this so many times where I'm thinking, I keep hearing everyone talk about how amazing it is and it looks so beautiful on them, but why does it look like crap on me? I've used dampened sponges, the Beauty Blender, other brand sponges, L'Oreal, Ecotools, however you want to say it, brushes, different kinds of brushes, and it never looks the way I want it to look. So I decided to throw this in my unfavorites just because I am disappointed that everyone's raving about this beautiful $5.99 or whatever, depending on where you are, foundation, and I don't like it. Okay, I do have one that is another affordable brand. It's from Hard Candy. This is their Wet Ever Bold Hold Lip Lacquers. They do come in these tins, but I saw these and I thought, you know what? This is for more of a glossier lip lacquer kind of finish. And I thought, well, I didn't like the more matte ones. Maybe I'll like these. And I think the packaging is so adorable. Let me just show you on the lighter colored one. It is very slim. It's very similar to a lot of products. Hourglass has a product that it's like this. Makeup Geek just released ones, but it actually has a smaller handle. This slimline kind of tubing is pretty. I like it. I think it fits in your pocket easily, your purse, whatever. But it also has like the drippies. Is that even a word? The drippies? I don't even know, but it looks like it's melting, that kind of thing. I think it's cute. But the packaging aside, the problem I'm having with these, and more so with the darker one. So the lighter one, which is in the shade Famous, I actually do enjoy to some extent, but I have to do a little bit of work with it. When you put this on, I find that it can be very gloopy and thick. So I like to put a thin layer and kind of just go and pat my lips together or blend it out with my finger, and it leaves a beautiful stain on your lips. So I do like the Famous shade, so maybe they're varied within the line, but this one in Entitled, I love the color, but it just gets so thick and settles into the outside parts of your mouth. I was wearing it in my last video, the unboxing for Play and BoxyCharm, and I had to wipe it off because it was gathering. Ugh, and it does. So it's not the most opaque gloss. It is streaky and you have to work with it, but it leaves a gorgeous stain on the lips. So I do like it in that way, but you have to get past like the goopiness, and it's just not worth it. I think if you are going to try these, definitely go for the more nudie shades. The darker one just doesn't work. Let me show you a swatch of the other one. I feel like, oh, let me just show you too. See, I just did a swatch and see how much more even that is in its application. I just think that the darker ones, no, I'm not a fan. So if you are going to get these, get the shade Famous, skip out on Entitled. it's gross. I don't, even just looking at it on my hand, it's all kind of like breaking up. So yeah, so I had to mention that as an unfavorite, but it's kind of it's not bad, just depending on the shade you get. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm all over the place today. All right, now let's get into my favorite. So let's just randomly grab things. We're not going in any particular order. I'll start off with some of the tools that I've been using. I've mentioned before how much I love the L'Oreal sponge. This is so good. I like it better than the Beauty Blender, to be perfectly honest. Now, Ecotools came out with theirs, and I love one of them. They have a dual pack, so these are them. They're green, like a darker green, and then you got like a lime yellowy green. I'm not a fan of the lime yellowy green, so you could just toss that one off to the side. It's too dense. Even when it's damp, I just don't like it. This one, however, it's dry right now. It puffs up to be so big. It's probably a little bit, you know, it's bigger than the palm of my hand when it puffs up. So it's nice and large and squishy, and it applies foundation perfectly, concealer. I do like the shape because it is unique. It's very slanted and sharp, and this kind of works really well to get in and blend your concealer, or you can bake with it. You can get a very sharp line, whatever. It's kind of a very versatile little sponge, and you can use this to bounce blush, highlighter, you know, powder, whatever. I mean, you can use all different sides. I have to say that this one's held up in as far as the wear, because my L'Oreal one, even though I love this, I have so many rips in it. Can you see that little like burr, 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 burr. So many rips in this, and I just think that that happened too quickly. This one's held up really well, but if you were looking for more affordable sponges, definitely check out the Ecotools one. Okay, so there are some brushes that I love. I picked this one up from e.l.f. because I like the shape of it. This is the highlighter brush, but I don't use it for highlighter. It is the perfect under eye setting brush. It's so soft. It seriously feels like a kitten paw or like a little bunny's paw. It's amazing. And it's e.l.f. These are so inexpensive. I haven't stopped using this. It reminds me a lot of some higher end brushes that I've seen used on YouTube that I don't own, but this is a fraction of the price. Love e.l.f. And another e.l.f. one that was a newer collection. It's the ones that are all these clear, I forget what the line's name is, but this little dual-ended brow spoolie and brow brush, or you can use it as an eyeliner, but when it has a spoolie, I just automatically, it's a brow brush. And this is perfect. The brush is thin and tapered. It does have mobility within the brush hairs, so it's not too stiff when you're using it, but it's stiff enough where it's not flopping all over the place. Perfect for your brows when using pomade. It's what I've used all the time. It's what I use today. I can't stop using it. It's awesome. This is the number 203. If you haven't picked this up and you use brow products other than a pencil, your pomades, your powders, you need this. It's so good. Honestly, pick this up. You'll love it. So let's move on to some makeup. The L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Pro Color Correcting little palette. I love this thing. Honestly, I only really use it for the green, but it's worth it just to have it for the green. This is so opaque and the perfect texture to cover up my redness and use it underneath my foundation. I have stopped using this when I really want to neutralize my redness and it's very prominent for whatever reason that day, or if I have a big pimple, you can cover up the redness with the green and then go in with your foundation. That way you're using less foundation concealer on top. But I just think if you're looking for some color correcting creams, these are quite good. I have had a hard time with color correcting products. I feel like the texture is not quite there. And I was nervous about this, but it's spot on. It's opaque and thick but creamy, and it's good. So if you need some color correcting products, definitely check this one out. I do have a powder that I've actually been enjoying, and I've seen this for a long time now, but I've never tried it. And I was in a situation where I forgot to pack some makeup to touch up because I was going out to dinner later in the evening and I wasn't going to be home before then. And I said, you know what? I'm going to need to touch up my makeup. And I swung into CVS and I said, oh, what powder could I use? And I picked up this one, Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. I like this a lot. It is a salicylic acid product. It's not supposed to clog your pores. I like it for my T-zone where I am more oily, and I don't like the packaging. I like how there's a big mirror, however. I will say that. A nice quality mirror. You could do your full makeup with this mirror. It's big enough to kind of really work with the rest of your face, but I hate how the pan is only half the size because it's got this little sponge. I don't use the sponge, I use a brush. So if the whole pan was powder, it would just be so much better. I just thought I'd throw that out there, Maybelline. But I'm in the shade Classic Ivory. It's great. It doesn't cake up or do anything weird. I use it, like I said, to set my T-zone, and it really helps control the oil, but I don't feel like it's also caking up or clogging my pores, and I do like it a lot. It doesn't have a weird smell. The color is a good match for me, and yeah, I think it's a great powder if you are someone who's very acneic and you need something like that. It's drugstore, it's affordable. I definitely think that's a winner. Let's see. Oh, I actually dug these out of my purse. One is not a surprise. I'll mention this one first because I have talked about it before. It may have been already in a favorites. I don't know. Have to mention again. It's the Clinique Almost Lipstick. I had got the sample in a Sephora Play box. What was it? 2 months ago. And I got the full size because I loved it so much. I can't stop using this. It looks like this dark color, but it's supposed to be very flattering for every single skin tone. It's just that universal shade, and it's in the shade Black Honey. Let me do a swatch on this hand, and it's just a wash of color, but it's the perfect wash of color where it's not too pink, it's not too brown. It makes my blue eyes pop when I wear this. So I just keep this in my purse because if I am wearing a particular lipstick and that's gone, I'll just use this to, you know, put on afterwards throughout the night or a day or wherever I am. Love that. Highly recommend everybody should have that in their collection because it's an easy, balmy kind of feeling and it's a beautiful shade. So just have that if you like very simple makeup. I think you would enjoy that. If you're someone who doesn't like wearing lipstick, get that because it will give you color, but it won't feel heavy. You know what I mean? The other one that I had to take out of my purse is from Catrice. It is the Beautifying Lip Smoother. These really reminded me of the Clarins. I don't ever remember the name. There's Clarins, like lip glosses that come in the same exact packaging. And this is in the shade Coffee to Go. It is the perfect just neutral nudie pink shade. I'll do a little swatch so you can see that. It's this. It's pretty opaque, but yet, you know, still looks nice and natural on the lips and blends out. It's a nice high shine lip gloss, but it doesn't, you know, do that like goopy thing in the middle of your mouth. I always keep this in my purse for a lip gloss option and this one for more like a balmy finish. Love these so much. And the last thing is a perfume. And I don't often mention perfumes because I'm very picky about scents. But this one came in my play box from Sephora, and I mentioned it in this last video that I did with my unboxing and how much I loved it. But oh my gosh, it's so good. It's the Atelier Cologne, and this is the Clementine California scent. Oh, it's so good. I have it on today and I just feel like it's fresh and clean and fruity, but not fruity, nauseating candy fruit. I don't like those super fruity candy, overly sweet products for perfume. It makes me nauseous. I get a headache, but this one is just clean and it has this warmth to it as well, but still fresh at the same time, if that makes any sense. I am horrible at explaining perfume, but this I want to get. I don't know if I'll get the full size because it's like $130. That's crazy, but I want to get the rollerball because it's $25 and I feel like I could actually get more use out of a roller bar than a spray because you could throw one of those in your purse and just be on the go. I could sniff this all day long, but I won't be weird, I promise. That is it for my March favorites. I had some goodies, not too many. I feel like I was trying a lot of things, but some other products may be making their way into the April favorites just because I started using them towards the end of the month and I feel like I want a full month of using these products before I consider them a favorite or an unfavorite. But that is it for me today. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And as always, let me know in the comments below what you were loving for the month of March. I love hearing from you. And if you are new today and you are not subscribed, you know where that button lives. And don't forget to hit that little bell. That will notify you when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.